Adventure Time Fionna and Cake is a spin-off to the most successful Cartoon Network show, you guessed it, Squirrel Boy.
A kid comes into the bathroom and his hamster is about to give birth. Why would you bring a pregnant hamster to a flea market?
While the show is a semi-sequel to the original series and the main characters make some appearances, the show differs in key aspects. One, it's for teens and adults so they can show guts and talk about rent and say ass. Two, and most obviously, the show is based around the gender swap counterparts of Finn, Jake, and the rest of you. When this announcement came out, there was some confusion from Adventure Time fans on how they would handle these characters. Adventure Time had a plethora of leftover ideas that could be explored. Why Fionna and Cake? Why not make a spinoff about Wizard City? Or the unambiguously gay duo? Or the drop ball ghost. Fortunately, when the season actually came out, those worries were put to rest because it was a banger and a half. It even got a season 2, which aired after a 2-year hiatus. God, I love the modern TV pipeline.
I know the show was originally written as a miniseries and they weren't expecting a season 2. It's just funny how every show is Venture Brothers now in terms of waits between seasons.
Looking back, it's crazy how popular Fionna and Cake became during the original run. For a while, they were some of the most popular characters within the fandom. If you cherry pick Nielsen ratings, which, is a dying but useful statistic, people were more excited to see the gender swap versions of our main characters than our actual main characters. There was a ton of merch for this world that had screen time for less than an hour. How did this happen? This phenomenon couldn't have just been fan service. There had to be something more under the hood. Today, we're not going to look back at the spinoff, but look back at the original series and see how people fell in love with this. 6.2 LV8. How the fuck did you get that into an Impala? Our stories... I'm a man. Our story starts with the comic artist Natasha Allegri, whose later work would include Being Puppy Cat, Over the Garden Wall, and Pika-Pew Poop Chew.
Did you just fart?
What? No.
Animator Pendleton Ward found her comics on LiveJournal in the mid-2000s, and the two became close friends. By the time Penn's show Adventure Time was starting, he brought her on as a character designer and eventually a storyboard revisionist. During her time on the show, she started doodling these comics starring a female Finn and Jake, named after Cameron Diaz's character in Shrek and a 90s alt-rock band. If you can name a single song by Cake, please send me $2. In retrospect, the comics are pretty good. Natasha's art style is great, and the jokes hold up, despite being pretty 2010s webcomic coded. Of course I own several Sarah Scribbles books, why do you ask? In an era where the social media of these artists weren't being monitored 24/7, it's nice to see these comics make jokes the OG show can. Look, there's even a reference to one of these comics in episode 5 of Fionna and Cake.
I got you something to eat.
Huh? Ooh. Ah!
Y'all were roasting fans for not noticing Sir Slicer in the season 2 premiere? Bitch, this joke ain't even in the fucking wiki. Don't talk to me.
Shut the fuck up! Y'all niggas ain't no shit!
Fans and crew alike loved these designs. Although when it comes to how fast they fell in love, I'm a bit unsure on the actual timeline. Natasha's LiveJournal and Spring Me are now inaccessible due to digital decay. At least her Tumblr is still up, but for some reason I can't use the archive function. I had to manually scroll down to see her earliest posts. Oh well, at least some of the ads are funny.
Why do you drink so much?
Cause I'm good at it. Hey, I love your comics and how you draw, but... Still sounds like a gift to me. Fuck you, bitch. No, fuck you!
Fuck! Did you just say, go fuck myself?
I can make a safe bet that people instantly loved it, because by December 2010, the crew agreed to make a Fionna and Cake episode for Season 3. This was the perfect time to introduce these characters. Season 3 is when the crew got experimental in what could be done in an Adventure Time episode. This is the same season we got stuff like No One Can Hear You or Thank You, episodes that were either extremely unsettling or didn't feature our main characters at all. An episode that most would see as fan service, if done well, could be really interesting.
I felt like it was a really good chance to put everything that was sort of quintessential Adventure Time into this episode and really boil it down. So it's like Finn's love for bubblegum, Finn's rivalry with the Ice King, everything that's just the core of the show we needed to represent in this other form. And sometimes we can't really explore those things all in one episode because it would feel redundant, but this time we had to.
And at the same time, the characters, we got to twist them a little and not just be carbon copies of the originals, which made it interesting.
September 2011. Occupy Wall Street is gearing up. Osama bin Laden is dead.
We got him!
Tom Scott drops As If Movie 4. And that show with fans that are only dumbass kids and stoners is about to premiere the long-awaited episode, Fionna and Cake. The episode's story was handled by the roundtable of Mark Banter, Kent Osborne, Patrick McHale, and Pendleton Ward, but the episode itself was written by Adam Muto and Rebecca Sugar. Muto is a prolific writer for the show, helping develop the concept and having either writing or story credit for at least half the show's run. Meanwhile, Sugar joined the show last season, but was quickly standing out for her tendency to write the show's more emotional episodes. They also had an expressive, off-model storyboard style that fans like to poke fun at, but it's okay to poke fun at it because those episodes are awesome. Together, this duo wrote some of the best episodes of Season 2. They were the perfect people to write this episode. But the question still remained. Who was voicing these characters? I mean, you could get the regular cast, but Tom Kenny probably doesn't have a high enough register for Ice Queen. Actually, maybe. For this episode, the guest stars were chosen. Fionna was played by Madeline Martin, Cake was played by Roz Ryan, Ice Queen was played by Gray Delisle, and Prince Gumball was played by Neil Patrick Harris. Oh, and Marshall Lee was played by... a Black Void? Yeah, the crew wanted to give Marshall Lee a more prominent role, with Sugar begging to add him in, but attempts to insert even one line either weren't good or got cut for time. So in the final episode, he just sticks out his tongue. Bitch, get a job. I can't find an archive of this, but apparently he was supposed to be voiced by either Dante Bosco or Arthur Cade. Who the fuck is Arthur Cade? Okay, Arthur Cade was a New York financier who wanted to be an actor that everybody hated because he was constantly self-promoting and had no talent. Plot time! Fionna is helping Mr. Balls with his elegant balls.
Whoa. Were they big? Oh, they were huge!
Then Ice Queen comes in and says, "Hey yo, is this a farm? Cause you hogging the cock!" Fionna kicks her ass and Gumball... Hey, Homer! Fionna kicks her ass and Gumball asks her out on a date. We get a nice song and Gumball invites her to the ball as his girlfriend. Anyway, ball.
Ball so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me. But first niggas gotta find me.
Gumball takes her upstairs to get it on like Marvin Gaye famously used as a joke by Avila in the Are They Gay Murther video before it was ripped off by James Somerton, one of his many crimes against her. This is someone's fetish. Fight, real Gumball is saved, Fionna learns she's a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, and then it's revealed that the entire story was fanfiction written by Ice King, who was forcibly reading it to Finn and Jake. Okay, is it finally time to mention Rule 63? So, I've been kind of lying as to why these characters blew up, because these characters were popular in the fandom, but the specific reason is part of a larger internet phenomenon known as Rule 63. It's part of the original rules of the internet text posted to 4chan stating, for every male character, there is a female version of that character, and vice versa. Oh, and there's always porn of that character. Thank you, 4chan. Trust me, outside of the joking connotation, Rule 63 was a great way for female fans to engage with a piece of media without defaulting to the more feminine presenting characters. This was an age where geek/nerd culture was becoming mainstream, but was still mainly considered a boys' club. The gamer girl was considered a punchline by many. When the popular female cosplay is Leia, Xena, I don't know, Tasha Yar, you feel a need to find someone who doesn't display themselves as traditionally feminine, who likes talking about Dungeons and Dragons and all that shit. That's my favorite edition. Cartoon Network was a boys club at the time too. They were pushing hard for that 9 to 14 male demographic, which is how we got shows like Adventure Time and Regular Show, but how we also got CN Real. Actually, I can't diss CN Real too much, that's how we got Bobby Says, so you get some, you lose some. If a show didn't meet the demographic, despite being popular with girls, it was canceled. So with all this, combined with the fact that Adventure Time was created by internet artists who witnessed the shifting culture, they would be fools not to capitalize on this surefire way to get interaction. And oh man, call this Reaganomics because this is some straight capitalism. Every aspect of this new version of OO is thought out. There is no character where they just drew a pair of boobs and called it a day. Lady Rainicorn turns from colorful and verbose to silent and monochrome. The gingerbread dude at the title sequence changes from Gingerbread Adam to Gingerbread Rebecca. The person who sings the theme song isn't Penn, but Natasha.
Adventure time, come on, grab your friends, we'll go to very distant lands.
Adventure time, come on, grab your friends, we'll go to very distant land.
Muto and Sugar were gender swapping themselves in the promo art. Damn, what is in your German poison? I need that shit.
Fentanyl gave me Vitruvian man flexibility. Got me in a state of rigor mortis.
Beyond these surface level changes, the episode's main goal is to show how power dynamics change in a gender swapped version of OO. Finn lives in a world where he's expected to be both a hero and a trophy. His quest often involves saving a princess from peril and being rewarded with romantic affection. At the start of the show, he was 12. Living in a world where almost all of your encounters as a kid are with older women who want to get it on with you because you are the only human left on mainland really fucks with your mental, doesn't it? I mean, last episode, he admitted his feelings for Bubblegum and was only doing what he was doing to win her heart. What he was doing was illegally entering a wizard battle where the prize was a kiss from Bubblegum. You get what I'm laying down? If you don't, this episode will definitely help you see what I mean. The power dynamic goes from a boy always needing to make the first move to a girl who always has the first move made on her.
I think the reason I got all these guy friends and no boyfriend is because I don't really want to date any of them. I don't need to feel like I'm waiting to be noticed. I know who I am. And I'll know what I want if and when it ever comes along.
Fiona coming to the conclusion she does is the best possible outcome for her situation. A conclusion Finn wouldn't come to until season 5. Tough breaks, kid. This is the first episode of the show to get over 3 million viewers. It was the highest rated program on Cartoon Network in 2011. So naturally, a sequel would be considered. And that sequel's name was Marshall Time, baby!
99 problems all gone in that one joint. And that gold froze like he held it.
No, I'm doing this for me. I don't care.
Why aren't people as crazy about Girl Cinnamon Bun as they are about Marshall Lee?
Because he's not hot.
With an episode like Fionna and Cake, of course it was going to spawn fan art. Maybe even fan animation. Ladies and gentlemen, my biggest inside joke, Marshall Time, Fiona's Fright.
All right. 1, 2.
The video was animated by Fama, who was 15 years old at the time. And I gotta say, for Flash animation in the 2010s animated by a 15-year-old, this is impressive. Although if there is something to criticize, this was 2011 to 2012 and the humor hasn't aged the best.
Ghosts are so last month. Draculas are in right now, and not St. Marshall Lee Draculas.
I completely forgot to write what happens in this video, but it's basically Fiona and Marshall going to a mansion, and then there's this nerd ghost who appears and, like, turns them into ghosts, and now they have to scare people in order to turn back. I don't fucking know. This video was clearly made to feed all those die-hard Fioli soldiers out there, and may God bless the troops. You may have only had a morsel of Marshall Lee content at the time, but damn it, you made the most of what you had. The Adventure Time team did a great job with just those few seconds of his screen time, that it felt like Marshall Lee already had a well-defined personality, and he kind of wrote himself. He stuck out his tongue. The ship reminds me of Rama and Akane, two headstrong friends that feed off each other's impulsiveness. Also, the boy is older and a demon, so there's a bit of Inuyasha in there. I think this is the best way to approach this type of ship, and I congratulate Lydia for pulling something off like this. Better than I could have done at 15. With that said, this makes Bad Little Boy even funnier.
I'm really excited. I wanted her to, it's really about her dealing with her own femininity, like put her in this position, you know, where she is not herself and it's making her uncomfortable and she has to just tear it all off, you know, and allow herself to be, you know, who she actually is.
But she still holds that sword, like, she doesn't know what it's for.
The crew were hesitant to make another episode at first. Like I said before, the first Fionna and Cake episode was more of an experiment. However, look at all that money you could make. The prophecy foretold that a new episode would air February 2013. Muto couldn't write the episode, but he did write the story along with Sugar, Ward, Mikhail, and Osborne. Sugar is still on writing duties along with Cole Sanchez. He wrote Ocean of Fear with J.G. Quintel. Did you know that he wrote an episode for the show? He also wrote Death in Bloom, which is the funniest episode ever.
Time to lay down, beautiful buddy. Yeah. Time to make sleepies. We killed him!
Now you may be wondering, who voiced our beloved Marshall? My friends, it was none other than the man, the myth, Childish Gambino! This is proof that Fiona is Asian.
Listening to Childish Gambino until he says something about Asian women. Oh. And we're done.
Okay, I can't wait any longer. I need to hear this man rap Firefly. So Ice King is telling his self-insert fanfic that sucks ass when, holy crap, it's Marceline. She listens to Mitski. I listen to Mitski.
Just thought I'd let you know that, babe, just in case you want to go on a date with me.
Don't let me finger you.
She agrees to girl boss all over this old man's fanfic. I gotta fucking delete that line. Fiona is trying to hang out with her definitely not gay guy friend when the hottest man alive pulls up to her crib and cuts his ex.
Oh, honestly.
They go to a party and sing a song.
Girls like, we love you, we go to LSU. You gotta do a show so we can come and molest you.
I encouraged him. Can he say that? Marshall starts playing rough and steals her pussy. Takes her cat. Steals her fight. Marshall gets stabbed. He's still fucking with Fiona. Now I'm pissed. For his actions, he gets his shit rocked. The end. Oh, and Ice King has a shrine to Fionna and Cake for some reason. I'll just come out and say it. This is the best episode we're looking at today, and the reason that it is the best isn't within the story itself. One decision that I think sends this episode over the top is having the story be told by Marceline. She portrays herself as a sissy Marceline Dracula. His definitely not gay ex-friend finds him annoying, and the only way he knows how to show affection is by acting out. He's inept when it comes to reeling it back and showing a true feeling, occasionally letting out a bit more than he thinks. Basically, he's Fred Durst. This episode also focuses on power, although this time that aspect is more self-reflective. Why is this older teen boy messing around with this younger teen girl? Even listening back to the spoken word portion of the song, I was getting the icks. Girl, get away from him.
I'm not gay in this universe. What's up, baby?
I'm 14 years old.
The episode kind of mirrors Go With Me in that sense, but in the opposite way. The climax of that episode is Finn asking Marceline on a date, with her being extremely annoyed by Finn because she doesn't see him as a partner. However, his intent wasn't anything romantic, he just wanted to go to the movies. The same thing happens here, but Fiona is in Marceline's role. Although at least Marceline had the maturity to turn Finn down as nicely as she could. With Fiona, she doesn't know what Marshall's intentions are, what's real and just another part of his continued string of chicanery.
I get that you flirt with me all the time and it's funny and whatever, but you're doing that now? What are you trying to do to my head? You think I've got some little crush on you?
This story coming from Marceline highlights just how much she cares about Finn, that occasionally she feels like she's taking it too far with him and she doesn't know what he can handle. But most importantly,
I got a hot potato and I got 2 hot tomatoes. Well, they'll make a good sauce.
Bad Little Boy also received 3 million viewers, but came out at a transitional point for the show. A lot of the crew from Season 5 jumped ship to create their own shows, with Penn himself stepping down because he couldn't handle the stress. He handed off duties to Adam Muto, who soldiered on to Season 6, a season of the show I don't really like. It's not anyone's fault really, the show was just confused on what it wanted to be. It felt like it both wanted to be a surreal comedy and a meditation on philosophical ideas, and it didn't really blend either well. I plan to rewatch it eventually, so maybe I'll appreciate it more, but I don't remember liking it that much as a kid. What I certainly don't remember liking is this dog shit episode. The Prince Who Wanted Everything aired in June 2014. This episode had 4 story writers, Ward, Muto, Osborne, and Jack Pendervice. That's standard for the show. What isn't standard is the fact that this episode had 4 writers. Muto, Osborne, Bert Yoon, and Lyle Partridge. Alone, these writers are good, even when they're paired up with each other. However, any episode this short having more than 2 writers is a red flag, and it definitely shows in the plot too. Lumpy Space Princess forces Ice King to read her fanfic about the Lumpy Space Prince, voiced by Peter Serafinowicz. LSP runs away from his parents because he doesn't want to be a monster or something. He goes to Earth, meets Fionna and Cake, learns the power of not caring, and flies off into the sun. No, really. You may have noticed that the story is shit. In the other episodes, while there were jokes about the story being fanfiction, you could still enjoy the episodes on their own. Here, the main joke is this whole story is a fanfiction by LSP, and it's a very frustrating direction.
Y'all seeing those big floaty faces?
As a result of the comedic nature, it strips the world of the complexity we once saw. And even out of this story, it wastes the potential for character development that we could have gotten from LSP. It's there, I guess, but any attempt to seriously explore her is shrugged off as a joke. She literally has to ask Ice Cake to stop adding self-awareness. We're in the trenches.
I don't care about your clothes.
Hey, you're not supposed to read it like that. Say it in a nicer way.
I don't
care about your clothes.
Did she also write Master of the Universe? I guess we see that what she wants more than anything is freedom. But 1, we already knew that, and 2, it doesn't trust the audience's intelligence to figure that out. Prince has to scream at the top of his lungs, "I don't care," to get the point across. Also, fuck LSP. I don't want her to find happiness, and this episode makes a poor case for her to do so. You're a broke-ass bum who implied essayed a minor 3 episodes ago and are now writing fan fiction about him. Oh, you ran away from home? The only thing that you should be running away from is the fucking cops! I'm getting cartoon reviewer mad. Okay, look, to give the episode credit, Pierce Serafinowicz is genuinely trying with the material. If the episode made me smile, it was all his doing.
No! I've told you hundreds of times that I don't want to be a monster, and there's nothing you can do about it!
I guess the episode is slightly interesting in the way LSP sees herself, but that doesn't mean much because I hate her. It's a mess of an episode that fails as both character introspection and fails as comedy. Don't watch it.
Oh, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
Alright, a lighter episode. Occasionally, Adventure Time does these episodes called Rabels, 5 short, inconsequential vignettes with a tongue-in-cheek central theme.
Hey Finn, I'm a Whittlebane! Hey Finn, I'm a Whittlebane! Hey Finn, I'm a Whittlebane! Hey Finn, I'm...
This is Fionna and Cake's version of that format, which aired in May 2016. Yep. I mean, it's good. It adds to the reason why people love Fionna and Cake so much, but there's just not much in the way of actual analysis. Alex Senwald and Chris Mackay did a great job of balancing all 5 of these stories, with story duties by Muto, Osborne, Pendervice, and Ashley Birch of Hey Ash, What You Playin' fame.
Why did you give me a CD with the words "fuck jams" written on it?
Because I care.
Okay, Gunther tears up Ice King's writings, and Ice King pieces together 5 stories into one big story. The first story is about Cake trying to make dramatic flapjacks. Get it? Because Roz Ryan was Bubby on Flapjack? I'm being mean, it's a cute reference. The second story is about Prince Gumball and Butterscotch Butler, the Butterscotch Scottish Butler, playing chess. Is that chess? Is that mahjong? Parcheesi? You may have noticed that Neil Patrick Harris is not here. Apparently he was very busy at the time and couldn't reprise his role, so Keith Ferguson joins in. This would be the last time Gumball gets a new voice actor. Ignore the 2 other celebrities that are on screen. Is that... Wait, what's the ship name for Gumball and Marshall Lee again? I actually don't have it in my script. What's their ship name? Gumley? Like the Simpsons character? Gary, Denial is the guitarist in She. Next up, Turtle Prince and Flame Prince at the library. Flame Prince destroying physical media makes me damn sick. Turtle Prince is played by Connie's dad from Steven Universe, while Flame Prince is played by Hannibal fucking Buress. His performance is great. It's so casual.
Listen, I just came in here to use the bathroom, man. I thought you had to, like, check out a book first?
The 4th story follows Lumpy Space Prince.
No. Wait.
And Marshall Lee. Oh, thank God. LSP is being a dick and needs to take his medicine, and he won't because he's a dick.
Bumpy Space Prince? There's no one here by that name.
Then who am I talking to?
The 5th and final story is about Ice Queen writing her own fanfiction. Yeah, so Ice King writes about Fionna and Cake, and Ice Queen writes her version about Flynn and Jock, and Ice President writes his own version about Lynn and Jeanette. I was going to make a Synecdoche, New York joke here, but I had to learn like a pompous jackass that this is a reference to coil theory. However, coil theory comes from Reddit, so I don't recognize it as an actual theory. Yes, I ruined my joke to acknowledge a theory I hate solely because of the origin. Anyway, Ice Queen dies, the end. I'm not joking about that last one either way. She does not show up for the rest of the original series. She might actually be dead. Again, there's not much in the way of actual analysis because the vignette style makes the content minuscule. I will say, it's nice to see these characters interact more and show how they differ from their counterparts. I could not envision a Marceline and LSP adventure no matter how hard I try, so I'm glad that gender swap counterparts had good chemistry. I'm giving this episode a broken marriage out of 10.
Jared, get the fuck away from my wife. I'll kill you.
Our last episode we'll be looking at today is Fionna and Cake and Fiona, released in July 2017. The story this time around was handled by Julia Pott, along with Muto, Osborne, Pendervice, and Senwald. The episode itself was written by Senwald and Hannah K. Nystrom. I feel bad that I don't know a lot more about Senwald and Nystrom's specific styles, mostly because my memory of the back half of the show is foggy. However, let it be known that both were instrumental parts of the final seasons of the show and helped write the series finale. In fact, Nystrom pushed for the bubbling kiss, so bow down to your supreme overlord. So at a book reading, a fan calls out Ice King's stories, and that fan is an older Fionna? She even has a tape of her Big D. That's video proof.
Excuse me, Miss Fionna? Where did this video come from?
Don't take account to the fact that besides that tape, she is very vague about what actually happened to her. Ice King deduces that she is obviously not Fionna.
She's
a mummy!
And she admits that she lived by herself for years before catching a glimpse at Fionna and Cake's adventures on TV. The tape was the only footage she had, and after building up enough courage, she decided to venture to find more tapes. Ice King kicks her out for even daring to suggest his waifu ain't real. He goes to bed and... there it is, the beam! Ice King mentioned that a red beam gives him ideas, and you're led to believe it's just a non sequitur. But no! Could this mean Fionna and Cake are real? What does this mean? Find out in 6 years! The first thing you may have noticed is I haven't really mentioned what happens to Fionna and Cake at all, and the reason for that is because they don't really matter. There is a side plot with them having to deal with Queen of Vu, voiced by Chelsea Peretti, but again, that doesn't matter. For this episode specifically, their purpose serves to be more an analogy, if not a direct parallel for the show itself. This was season 9, the crew were getting ready to wrap up, and I'm sure some of you guys are fans of a TV show long after it ended. You only have the episodes you get, and that's it.
If he won't speak, the witness is dismissed.
Damn, I didn't get to ask my case-winning question.
Which is?
Why the hell is he called Silent Bob anyway?
The only thing that you can do now is share what you have with others and take inspiration in the hopes of starting something new. That's what other Fionna was doing this whole episode. She's keeping the legend of Fionna and Cake alive through her impersonation because no one else will. She's not gonna have another chance at finding a tape, so she might as well be the torchbearer. And while she was hilariously shooed off as not being a real fan, the opposite couldn't be truer.
Yeah, the power of Fionna and Cake is that, and I think the reason that people like Marshall, even when he doesn't even say anything, is the sublime. It's like every character exists already because they are these other characters, but different. It really makes this its own complex universe, even though you only see this little fraction of it. You know that there's more because every episode of Adventure Time could be an episode of this.
Alright, that's a good place to end it off. I could talk about the Fionna and Cake comic miniseries that Natasha Allegri wrote, but this video is long enough. So let's revisit that question at the beginning. How did people fall in love with Fionna and Cake? No matter what I thought of these episodes, I think they all make a case for why people love these characters so much. On the surface, it seems like people are just obsessed with the designs, but the differences between the gender-bent Ooh and our version of Ooh runs much deeper than anything cosmetic. There was a meta element. The stories being told are reflections for the narrator's thoughts. Even when it's not that, these characters have unique personalities compared to their counterparts. Fionna is unabashedly a nerd who loves fantasy, and also gorillas. She does not love Taylor Swift. Stop trying to force that. Gary's pompousness doesn't really match with Bonnabelle's. Marshall Lee is the hottest man alive, and well, Marceline was the hottest girl alive. You know what? You win 2 times. You get to be the hottest boy and girl alive. You win, Marceline. These characters have a fun, albeit way too expensive guest cast who all do a good job capturing the essence of these characters. However, above all else, these episodes, as well as the spin-off, are a celebration of fandom. Going back to the spin-off, one of the biggest themes in season 1 is the idea of fantasy versus reality. I saw some fans say that season completely rejects fantasy, but no, not really. The message isn't keep your dreams realistic, it's more so, it's fine to believe in something that nobody considers real, as long as it's real to you. As long as you're not saying you're gonna be a game designer at 30, you can get out of your rut and take initiative. As long as you aren't romanticizing your relationship, you can appreciate the time you had with your love. Fionna World may never be Ooh, but it's real to everyone who inhabits it.
We horribly disappointed tons of fans who just wanted it to be real.
But it's real to him. And that is, I think, even more legitimate.
Fionna and Cake may have started as nothing more than an afterthought, figuratively and literally, but it was real to a lot of the fandom. Above all else, these episodes congratulate fans for wanting to engage with the show on a different level. For that, I salute you, Fionna and Cake. Although I have one more thing to add. Please do not let that dude fuck that cat. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you end up liking it, then like this video. If that did not flash, the YouTube like button didn't flash, then website's broken, I guess, or they patched that feature. I don't know, YouTube's weird. I want to try making more long-form content, so if you guys end up liking this, then it'll definitely encourage me. If not, whatever, it's a video for me. Alright, guys, have a good day, and God bless you.
Got me. Chica, I miss you. I'm about to fuck you, Chica.